Okay, for worksheet 4.4, this is a little bit getting a bit more complicated, so I'll take a bit of time to just go through the answers. Question one is a relatively easy question. It's actually just copying the definition on page 56. So what is exactly a compound? A compound, okay, firstly, it is a pure substance. Okay, so do take note, it is a pure substance. Okay, it must containing two or more elements. Okay, do take note that are chemically combined. Now, do take note, most of you have reached out to here, but some of you have missed out the last part, which is in a fixed ratio. So, for example, water is a compound. So for water, it actually has a formula of H2O, which many of us are familiar with. So what does it mean by water it being a compound? Can you see that it has two elements here, hydrogen and oxygen. They are chemically combined, and it's a fixed ratio, H2O. So two hydrogen with one oxygen will give you water. If you have anything more like HO or H3O, all these are no longer water. Okay, so water is very fixed. It is H2O. So this is a compound. It is a pure substance containing two or more elements that chemically combine in a fixed ratio. Now let's go on to question two. So identify if the following compound is made of molecules or ions. Okay, so molecules and ions, how do I differentiate them? So do take note for molecules, they are actually a small group of atoms that are combined together. So small group of atoms clustered or combined together. Okay. Now for ions, how do I know whether they are ions or not? So do take note for ions, normally you will see positive and negative sign. That's the first one. And second one, you will tend to see what we call a lattice structure. So one example of a lattice structure, okay, looks like this. So you look at part D, you can see that it is arranged very nicely into a cube. So this is what we call a lattice structure. So obviously, based on my description, you know that part D, these are actually ions. For part C, can you see the positive and negative signs? Because they are positive and negative, so these are actually ions also. Now, how about A and B? If you look at A and B, there are small group atoms that are combined together. So if I were to look at it carefully, okay, there is a green color pen. You can see it is one group, two group, three group, four group, five group. Five groups of atoms. Same, one group over here, two group, three group, four group, five groups. Okay, it's not about the number of groups, but these are groups of atoms. So we will term this as molecules. Okay, we will term this as molecules. Okay, so that's for question one and two, and I will now move on to the next segment.